I could come.
Eduardo.
Eduardo, would you like to
It's
come?
only 40 years.
I know, Eduardo, come please. Come on through here. Yeah.
Yes, my name is Eduardo Rubenstein, and you heard the name before on this lovely piece that Oscar Screaming wrote. And I wish I had my clicker. I said, well, next slide, please. And this is totally unprepared. And I want to take you to 1966, when I came to UCLA to give a lecture. At that time I was at UCSF for 2 or 3 months. And I came to UCLA, well, Los Angeles, the provincial town, and I gave a lecture in the Department of Physiology, and Ralph was there, and we had a very interesting conversation because we both share the experience of having worked with Björn Folkoff in Gothenburg, Sweden. I was there for 2 years, and he came the year after. I think I even used my lab on my desk. And so that was the initial conversation. And what do I recall from that? Some of many of the things that have been said already, this interest, the human interest, the pace, the ability to bring back memories from Sweden, etc., and all the things that we have shared from the point of view of experience in traveling, etc. And maybe I don't remember correctly, but I think that he had bought a medal at the International Physiological Congress in Buenos Aires that was in the 1950s. Maybe that is when the collection was. Sorry about that. And after this long conversation, I left and eventually went back to Argentina, where I was born. And a year later, there was a military coup, as you heard from Oscar Screaming again, and we saw the light and we decided to leave Argentina. So I wrote to my friends in San Francisco and Ralph over here at UCLA, and I received invitations from those places. So you realize what my choice was, and here I am, and here I was, and we were with Ralph from 1967 to 1972 on a, shall we say, very close physical relationship. He was at this office, I was office next door, and we shared the writing of grant applications, if you remember those days. And what did I learn from him? Again, this ability to communicate to a, shall we say, sophisticated wetback that had come flying as opposed to crossing the Rio Grande. And the interest in helping develop my own line of research, as he did with Oscar 10 years later. And he was very supportive of my decision to go back to clinical work that I did in 1973. And unfortunately, because of the, shall we say, the demands of the clinical work, we were slowly, shall we say, driving in different directions. So I personally didn't see the family so often as my wife, Lydia Rubenstein, that became more associated with Pat and the daughters. And so, going back, this is what this meeting is all about. What do we recall? What is what we have kept from that relationship? A personality, a way of interacting with somebody, the writing together, the pleasure of recalling travel to different countries. So it was this daily interaction for 7 years where we will, I was in the lab, he will come, and then we remember, oh yes, when we were in Gothenburg, remember that we had this and this, and this affection for the past that was immediately transferred to the present, that in my case was very supportive of whatever decision I wanted to make. It was very supportive of any new research idea that I had. And again, as I said before, it's unfortunate that we were going in different directions from the professional point of view, but here we are again. And as Anne said, this is a joyful occasion because there is something tangible that is left, the children, the grandchildren, and the collection that represents many of the things that he enjoyed. Thank you.